If you've never blown up an account, you're probably not really a trader yet. It sounds harsh, but it's a truth that almost everyone who has spent enough time in the markets eventually understands. Trading isn't a short term gamble, and it's definitely not the fast track to easy money that flashy online ads make it look like. Trading is a psychological journey, and along that journey, almost everyone pays a price. Sometimes the price is money, but more often, it's something bigger than money. It's stress. Take a moment and ask yourself a very simple question. There are countless careers you could choose in life. You could be an engineer. You could work a corporate job. You could open a small business. So why did you choose trading? Why did you choose a profession where you spend your days staring at a screen, watching numbers tick up and down, knowing that one wrong decision can make money disappear from your account in seconds? Why? Most new traders don't think too deeply about that question. They're drawn in by success stories, photos of laptops on tropical beaches, headlines that promise make money while you sleep, videos showing traders pulling in a few $1,000s in a single day. But after enough time in the market, something starts to change. The market begins to teach you its first real lessons. Lessons you won't find in any course. Lessons about stress. The first time you open a position larger than usual, your heart beats a little faster. You try to stay calm. You look at the chart and remind yourself that you did your analysis. The setup looks clean. The trend is clear. Everything checks out. Then the market moves against you. Just a few pips. You're still fine. You tell yourself it's just a pullback, but the price keeps going. 5 pips, 10 pips, 20 pips. And that's when a strange feeling starts creeping through your body. Your heart beats faster. Your hands get a little cold. You stare at the screen almost without blinking. Your mind starts racing. Should I close the trade or give it a little more room? Did I enter too early or is the market about to reverse? The questions start looping in your head, and the more you think, the more the stress builds. This is something nobody really tells you before you step into trading. Stress in trading is different from any other kind of stress. An office worker may feel pressure from deadlines. A business owner may feel pressure from revenue targets. But traders face something very specific: the pressure of uncertainty. You can analyze as much as you want. You can read hundreds of books. You can study every indicator ever created. But the moment you click the buy or sell button, you still don't know what will happen next. That's the nature of markets. Nobody knows for sure. Even the best traders don't know. And that uncertainty is what creates stress. But there's an even stronger kind of stress. That's when the money in your trade isn't just money. It's your savings. Money you spent years building. Money you plan to use for important things in life. When that money starts fluctuating with every candle, the feeling becomes very different. A red candle is no longer just a technical signal. It becomes a psychological punch. I still remember the first nights when I started trading seriously. The market is open 24 hours a day. That means opportunity is always there. But it also means the stress is always there. You open a trade in the evening. You tell yourself to just let it run. You shut down your computer. You go to bed. But you can't sleep. You lie there staring at the ceiling, and there's only one image in your head: the chart. You imagine where price is going. You imagine what the next candle will look like. You imagine whether your account is going up or down. Then you grab your phone, just to check for a second. You open your trading app. The price is still there, but it's moved slightly against you. You sigh. You tell yourself it's fine. You put the phone down. 10 minutes later, you pick it up again, and the cycle repeats all night. That's when you start to understand what trading really is. Not freedom, not easy money, but a psychological battlefield. There are days when you sit in front of your screen for 8 hours, 10 hours, sometimes longer. Not because you have to. No boss is forcing you. But you stay there anyway, because you don't want to miss an opportunity, because you want to recover yesterday's loss, because you believe that one good trade could fix everything. But the harder you try to control the market, the more stressed you become. That's the paradox of trading. New traders usually think stress comes from losing money. But the truth is, you can feel just as stressed when you're winning. You enter a good trade. Price moves in your favor. Your account grows, but you're not relaxed. You start worrying. What if the market reverses? If I close now, will I miss a bigger move? If I hold longer, will the profit disappear? It's a different kind of stress. The stress of greed, the stress of fear, the stress of constantly making decisions. And the most exhausting part of trading isn't analyzing charts, it's facing yourself. Every trade you take reflects a piece of your psychology. You enter too early because you're afraid of missing out. You hold losing trades too long because you don't want to admit you're wrong. You close winning trades too quickly because you're afraid of losing profit. The market is like a mirror. It doesn't just reflect price, it reflects your mind. And when you stare into that mirror long enough, you start seeing things you never noticed before. You realize you lack patience. You realize how easily emotions can influence your decisions. You realize that controlling yourself is far harder than learning a strategy. That's why trading creates stress. Not because charts are complicated, but because the market forces you to confront your deepest weaknesses. There's a well-known saying on Wall Street: markets are not designed to reward the majority. The market isn't built for most people to win, which means if you think like the crowd, you'll act like the crowd, and you'll get the same results as the crowd: losses. But breaking out of that cycle requires going through a very difficult phase, a phase that almost every serious trader remembers clearly. The phase of stress, the phase where you start questioning everything: your system, your abilities, even your decision to become a trader in the first place. There are nights when you look at your trade history and ask yourself, what am I doing? Why did I choose this path? Why did I put my savings into a market I can't control? Those are real questions. And if you've ever asked them, it means you're entering the stage that every serious trader eventually faces. The stage where trading stops being a dream and becomes a challenge, a psychological challenge, a discipline challenge, a test of how much stress you can handle. And if you can make it through that stage without quitting, something begins to change. You start seeing the market differently, less emotional, less rushed, slower, calmer, more realistic. But getting there usually requires sleepless nights, stressful days, and moments when you watch your account drop and don't know what to do. That's the price of trading. And if you're still here after all of that, you may have started to understand something important. Trading isn't just about making money. Trading is a battle with yourself. But experienced traders understand one thing very clearly: no system can eliminate stress. Because stress doesn't come from the charts, it comes from inside you. It comes from the fear of losing money. It comes from the expectation of making money. And it comes from attaching your emotions to every outcome. During the early years of trading, many people try to fight stress. They try to control the market. They try to predict every price movement. They search for more indicators, more strategies, more methods. But the harder they try to control the market, the more stress they feel. That's when some traders begin moving in a completely different direction. They start learning how to control something else, not the market, themselves. And one of the most powerful tools many professional traders use is meditation. It may sound strange: a person sitting in front of a screen trading money, yet spending time sitting still with their eyes closed. But if you look at the lives of many successful people in finance, you'll see this pattern again and again. Meditation isn't a complicated spiritual ritual. It's simply the act of stopping. Stopping your thoughts, stopping your reactions, stopping the mind from chasing every movement in the market. In trading, the human mind often behaves like a monkey. It jumps from one thought to another. Price goes up, you feel excited. Price drops, you feel anxious. Price moves sideways, you become impatient. The mind keeps reacting, and those reactions create stress. Meditation helps you see this clearly. When you sit quietly for a few minutes each day and simply observe your breath, you start realizing how chaotic your mind really is. Thoughts appear constantly: plans, worries, memories, imaginations. They all flow through your mind like a river. But when you observe them long enough, you begin to understand something important. You are not those thoughts. You are the observer of those thoughts. This is an extremely powerful lesson in trading, because when you enter a trade and the market moves against you, a flood of thoughts immediately appears. I was wrong. I should close the trade, or maybe hold a little longer, or maybe add another position. If you react immediately to those thoughts, you fall into the spiral of stress. But if you learn to observe them without reacting right away, you create space. Space between thought and action. And in that space, better decisions can emerge. Many traders who practice meditation for a while notice something interesting. They are no longer emotionally pulled into every candle the way they used to be. They watch the market with a certain distance, like someone standing on the bank of a river watching the current flow. No need to jump into the water, no need to fight the current, just observe. Another philosophy that many professional traders embrace is Stoicism. This philosophy dates back to ancient Rome, yet it fits trading in a surprisingly perfect way. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus repeated a very simple idea throughout their teachings. In life, there are things you can control, and there are things you cannot. If you try to control what is outside your control, you will always suffer. The market is a perfect example. You cannot control the market. You cannot decide whether price will go up or down. You cannot force institutional money to move in your direction. But you can still control a few critical things. You can control your entry. You can control your position size. You can control your stop loss. You can control whether or not you follow your plan. New traders focus on predicting the market. Professional traders focus on controlling their own behavior. That is the essence of Stoicism. In his book Meditations, Marcus Aurelius wrote that people often suffer not because of events themselves, but because of their reactions to those events. That idea applies to trading with surprising accuracy. A losing trade does not automatically create stress, but the way you react to that losing trade can create enormous stress. If you treat every loss as a personal failure, the pressure will always be there. But if you treat it as part of probability, the mind becomes much lighter. Because trading is, at its core, a probability game. You don't have to win every trade. You only need to win enough. But emotionally accepting that reality is a long process. Many traders read dozens of books about probability, yet still feel stress when they lose a trade. Because they understand it intellectually, but they haven't accepted it emotionally. Stoicism helps close that gap. You begin to see the market as a natural force, like the weather. You don't get angry when it rains. You simply bring an umbrella. Trading works the same way. You don't get angry when the market moves against you. You manage risk. Another simple habit many experienced traders maintain is music. It sounds ordinary, but the trading environment can be extremely intense. You sit alone in front of a screen. The room is quiet. All your attention is focused on the charts. That can make your mind overly sensitive to every tiny movement. Music creates a psychological buffer. It prevents your mind from pouring all its energy into the market. Some traders prefer classical music. Some prefer jazz. Others prefer very soft instrumental music, not for entertainment, but to keep the mind balanced. A veteran trader once said something very interesting. If your heart starts racing while looking at the chart, your position size is too big. It sounds simple, but it contains a deep philosophy. A large amount of stress in trading does not come from the market itself. It comes from position size. You place too much money on one decision, and your mind cannot remain calm. When the position is smaller, everything changes. You think more clearly, you accept losses more easily, you observe the market more objectively. That is why professional traders always talk about risk management before strategy. Because risk management doesn't just protect your account, it protects your psychology. And when your psychology is stable, your decisions improve. Over time, every trader builds a personal system for dealing with stress. Some go for a run every morning. Some exercise regularly. Some keep a trading journal. Writing down your thoughts after each trading session helps you see your emotions more clearly. You begin to recognize repeating psychological patterns. You notice when you tend to overtrade. You notice when you tend to revenge trade. Those realizations slowly begin to change your behavior. But perhaps the biggest lesson trading teaches is the value of slowing down. In the modern world, everything is fast. News moves fast. Trades execute instantly. Decisions happen quickly. But good trading usually comes from patience. You wait for the setup. You wait for confirmation. You wait for the market to align with your plan. You don't need to act all the time. That patience naturally reduces stress. You no longer feel like you must fight the market every day. You simply wait for the right opportunity. A veteran trader once said that most of a good trader's job is sitting still. It sounds paradoxical, but it's true. Less action, better timing. And when you look back on your trading journey, you may eventually realize something surprising. Stress is not entirely the enemy. It is a teacher. Stress forces you to grow. Stress forces you to understand yourself. Stress forces you to build discipline. Without stress, many traders would never change. They would keep trading impulsively, keep chasing emotions, keep repeating the same mistakes. But when stress becomes large enough, you begin searching for better ways. You start reading, you start reflecting, you start changing your habits, and step by step, trading stops being a chaotic battle. It becomes a structured process, a disciplined process, a philosophical process. You no longer enter trades because of emotion. You enter because of a plan. You no longer hold losing trades because of hope. You cut them because it is part of the system. And when you finally reach that stage, stress still exists, but it no longer controls you. It is simply part of the game, part of the profession, like waves are part of the ocean. After everything, if there is one lesson the market eventually teaches any trader who stays in the game long enough, it is a very simple truth. Trading is not a battle against the market. Trading is a battle against yourself. Charts are just numbers. Candlesticks are just data. The market doesn't know who you are, and it doesn't care whether you win or lose. But your mind does. It reacts to every pip moving up or down. It feels fear when a trade goes against you. It feels greed when profits begin to appear. And in those moments, the real character of a trader reveals itself. Some people panic. Some try to take revenge on the market. Some hold losing trades until the account disappears. But there are also traders who learn to pause. They learn to breathe a little slower. They learn to accept losses as part of probability. They learn to look at the market the way a sailor looks at the ocean. You cannot control the waves, but you can learn how to steer the boat. At its deepest level, trading isn't really about money. It's about discipline. It's about mindset. It's about becoming, day by day, a calmer, clearer, and more mature version of yourself. And if you are still here after all the stress, the sleepless nights, the times you watched your account shrink, then maybe you've started to understand something that very few people outside the markets truly grasp. Trading is not for everyone. But for those who stay in the game long enough, it doesn't just change your account, it changes who you are. If you're interested in trading psychology, the mindset behind institutional money, and perspectives that most retail traders never talk about, subscribe to the Trading Mindset Lab channel. Here, we don't sell the dream of getting rich overnight. We talk about the reality of the markets, the mistakes retail traders keep making, and how to build a mindset strong enough to survive this game. If this video made you think a little differently about trading, hit subscribe and join the Trading Mindset Lab community. And before you leave, ask yourself one simple question. Are you trying to beat the market, or are you learning how to master yourself?